found a body. Oh, God, I think she's dead.
Time of death, midnight-ish.
The victim was found by Alicia De Vea, who called it in on the 999s.
Only 3 teams of amateur detectives remain on my murder investigation.
Everything we do has to be top-notch.
Another roaster?
Yeah.
If any of them can find the killer...
Someone probably wasn't happy with his pregnancy.
...and unravel the mystery written by Ian Rankin, they will claim a £50,000 reward.
He's physically lifted her off the ground and shaken her.
They've already uncovered a number of the island's many secrets.
It's hard when you know the last words you said to somebody were not in peace.
Charlie has £2,000, which we can't account for.
Tony?
Tony?
Tony was caught red-handed hiding a kilo of cocaine.
Was Charlie selling for you, Tony?
No comment.
Tough interview, wasn't it?
What did you get out of him?
Nothing.
Why?
No comment, no comment, no comment.
I said to you, get him talking.
Yeah.
Logan revealed his mum lied about her whereabouts on the night of the murder.
She went up to check on Hamish.
Oh, did she? She said she went straight home, so that's a lie.
And the detectives faced the scrutiny of the prosecutor.
I see motive, but we are just light on evidence.
Nothing more we can do now.
I feel faint.
Tomorrow, go back to the drawing board.
For sure.
We need to crack it.
Is that the first time that everybody's back together since the pub?
Look at them all standing there. Some of them hated me, but some of them loved me.
Jim definitely loves her.
Sonia was a friend once, and Tony too, back in the old days. But I've made a few enemies in the last 6 weeks.
You see what's interesting?
Yeah.
Freddie's position
In relation
to Alicia. He's far enough, close enough to keep an eye on her.
Oh, look at that. Alicia's face. Yeah. Doesn't give a toss. One of those people down there is the killer.
Hamish lost it last night. I've never seen anyone lose it like that.
At HQ, the detectives are reading my diary. Friday, the 23rd. Caught Logan peeking at us from behind a bush after our swim. Little perv.
He's a bit creepy, that one.
So, Logan peeping Tom.
Yeah.
April 30th. Hamish took me to the community centre. We had a run-in with Alicia. Absolute bitch. Corporate sellout.
I found my island nemesis. That's quite strong, isn't it? Yeah. She hates her guts.
Gents, all right?
Hi, sir.
And new evidence from the crime scene has finally come back.
That's the examination and DNA report from the scene.
Well, thank you very much.
There's quite a lot of information here to digest. This is where the gas turns up a little bit. Murder investigations are high-pressured inquiries. Keep going.
Thank you, sir.
Good, well done. There comes a point in a murder investigation where the net starts to tighten.
Oh, this is golden, this.
Yeah.
Good for us, good for us.
You've got witness accounts, you've got CCTV, you've got reports from pathology. So it's really important at this point now to focus together, understand what you have, analyse it properly.
Footprints. Rear door, we have Logan and Hamish.
So we've got the roll-up cigarettes, Hamish's.
Yep, thought
We thought as much.
A light-coloured hair.
Underneath the wine glass.
The only person with light-coloured hair is
Yeah.
Alicia. I'm really perturbed about her and have been for a while.
None of this is conclusive, but it puts a few more people in the frame. A lot of people that have told us they don't often go to the house have been to the house.
I've gone through my whole life where people have said, you know, the posh boy, and it'll work in our favour. People will underestimate us. People will say, you know, these guys probably don't know what they're doing.
Maybe a bit like Tim Nice but dim.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hi, sir.
What are those forensics telling you at the
The forensics are definitely telling us.
In relation to Hamish.
In relation to Hamish. He was there at the crime scene.
When? Can you date a cigarette butt?
No,
Can you
can't,
date
no.
a footprint?
No.
This is where you need to drill down on exactly where he was.
Right, where are we going?
We want Alicia.
Okay.
We've got parts of a picture. Have we got the whole picture?
No. The main evidence is her hair DNA'd under the wine glass. She's been there before, we know that.
Really good.
Yes, thank you.
Today, using the evidence they've gathered, the teams must bring a suspect into HQ.
Mr. Hamish, today's the day that we're sussing you out.
They will be judged on how well they manage the interview room and the information they can extract.
Here we go.
Let's go get our man.
And the weakest team will be removed from the case.
I am a detective at this point. I live, breathe, eat, sleep, dream. My job, it's intense.
I'm adding this to my CV. Sports coach,
West Scotland
aka
Police.
crime fighter.
Good morning, Mr. Gowdy. We've met a couple of times already. We've just got a few more questions, but we wanted to just take you to our police HQ.
Are you arresting me?
No, of course.
No, sir, we just wanted to clarify a few things, which we are doing with everybody.
Good afternoon, West Scotland Police. We'd like to speak to Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia's just gone out for a little while to the post office. But you could come in.
Oh, wonderful. Brilliant.
In you come.
Thank you.
We are armchair detectives because we do look at every programme and we do try to analyse.
Well, of course, on line of duty, we were texting all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's your wrist, Freddie? Is it feeling any better?
Well, it's healing, but
Good.
yeah, there's something I didn't tell you about my wrist.
OK.
Alicia inflicted the injury on me.
Gosh. How did she do that, Freddie?
She hit me with a glass.
Oh, good Lord.
It was the night after the meeting at the pub. She was under a lot of pressure. She was very angry that Charlie had heckled her in the meeting. Quite a scene back there. I can help, you know.
Your idea of help's the last thing I need.
You need to get this deal done.
Get your hands
off! Stupid bitch! She seemed almost unhinged. The island itself, I think, was driving her mad.
OK. Have you reported the fact that she attacked you back to Cordelia?
No.
Why not?
That was between me and Alicia. She has a violent streak.
I think that's fine
Okay,
for now. Thank
all
you,
right.
Freddie.
Thank you very
Glad
much
to have been
indeed.
of help.
Look after your
Thank you.
wrist.
Thanks, ladies.
That was interesting, wasn't it?
Accusing Alicia of causing him that injury.
He's absolutely nailed her to the mast. He said she did it.
The murder.
He said she's a violent person. So that's the part we've got to pick apart.
Out you come, Mr. Goldie. Would you like to follow Detective Rich?
There's not enough evidence to arrest Hamish at this time, so Sarah and Richmond are going to bring him in to be interviewed under caution. When somebody's interviewed under caution, that interview can be used in court later on. I'll be monitoring it here. I'd like one of you to take the lead.
Yeah, I'll take the lead.
Yeah, ramp that pressure up. The other person, it's very important that you listen. Keep an eye on Hamish and his body language and make notes. See you in a bit.
This will be interesting to see if I've taken your advice.
Right, so as mentioned before, thank you very much for your time. So I just want you to take us back to the day of the meeting. You mentioned that after the meeting had occurred, you left and went home.
Yes.
Went straight home, had no conversations afterwards.
Well, no. There was something of a... I was trying to speak to my wife, Jean, and Charlie was between myself and her.
What was that conversation about?
To be honest, I'm finding it difficult at the moment to communicate with my wife, and when the opportunity arises, I try to grab it. Jean was walking out of the door. I asked to speak to her. She didn't turn back. Charlie came between us. I think I told her to go. I can categorically tell you that nobody from this island had anything to do with the death of Charlie Hendricks. You should be speaking to Alicia de Vere and Freddie Forrester instead of me.
Just that, please, Jean. How are you doing?
Don't ask me that.
Well, I know this must be really hard.
Don't, okay? Don't.
My goodness.
That's a mess, isn't it?
Certainly is.
I'm not patronising you. I'm just making sure you're all right.
I know you didn't give a shit about Charlie or me.
No, but I understand how...
Raised voices. There's an argument going on in there.
I'm not being fake.
Okay.
Please, Caroline. I can't see the other person.
Do you want this wine or
not? No, it's fine. Just leave it.
How? Jesus Christ.
Alicia. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
We really would like you to pop down into police headquarters if you would.
What now?
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sure I can make that work.
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Looking at that board and all those faces, and I've always been drawn to her, thinking, there's the sweet little innocent person there. My goodness, she's got more to tell us.
Right. This is a murder inquiry. You need to start thinking about raising people to maybe suspect status. You may want to think about arrest.
I think we've got enough to detain her.
Yeah. OK.
I just think if you've got DNA on somebody, that's significant. OK.
All right.
OK, thank you.
All right, no problem. Well done.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
When you bring in somebody as a suspect, as opposed to going to speak to them as a witness, you've now told yourself there is enough to bring that person in. You've now taken away their liberty. You now need to be at top of your game with all the information you have, ready to put the questions to that person.
Alicia has come to HQ unaware that she is about to be arrested.
Come on in, Alicia, and have a seat.
Hi, Alicia.
I'd just like to say that, Alicia de Vere, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the involvement of the murder of Charlie Hendricks.
You do not have to say anything. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Caroline and Chrissy can detain her for 24 hours whilst they prepare their case.
Oh, wow. Have you got a Valium in? It's up to stage now.
Yeah, quite excited.
We've made progress.
Right, so take us back to the day of the meeting.
Sarah and Richmond have their prime suspect Hamish under caution at Police HQ. They need to get vital evidence out of him to prove they should stay on the case.
After you got back home, you mentioned that you went for a walk afterwards. Do you remember the time that you left?
Not really. I hope to catch the sunset on the west of the island, so perhaps 9:30.
On that walk, did you see anybody or did anybody see you?
No.
Mr. Gardy, we are trying to get justice for Charlie. You withholding information from us isn't going to help anybody.
She's going for it now.
They've seen his body language. They know there's something there. Well done.
It's a delicate matter. I met Logan Corey at the Standing Stone. We talked about the island, about whether he was going to sell or not. A good number of things.
You just said that it's a delicate matter. What were you referring to?
I know that Logan Corey's, he smokes cannabis.
Stop the interview there. Continue with some investigations with Logan, and then we'll come back to this interview as and when we need to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sometimes you may be speaking to a witness and they come out with some information that's crucial that you deal with there and then and go out and corroborate what they've just said to you. Can you just pause the interview there for now?
Yes, sir.
I just need a quick word.
Anything that we can get for you?
No.
OK, fast-track action, go and interview Logan. Get Logan's view on all of this, and then we'll come back. OK, yeah, well done.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Sir. Well done, well done. Let's go and get Logan.
Two teams have suspects in custody.
Right, revisit the murder scene, see what we got.
But Nick and Andrew have a different approach to work out who killed me.
What do you think happened?
Charlie has obviously been sat in the living room having a bite to eat with a cup of tea. It looks to me like someone's come in from that back door.
The fuck are you doing in my house?
She's been startled, stood up, and she's been stabbed.
No.
It's a real emotionally involved way to kill someone. One bit of DNA that I'm particularly interested in that was found is here. Logan's grease spot suggests to me peeping Tom. Charlie has said twice in her diary she thinks he's a bit creepy, he's a bit pervy. That lines up with that. Why is he looking in through the window at her in here?
You know, Logan's our best bet. I just can't see. We need another bit of solid evidence.
Yeah.
We need something to pin him more.
Yeah, of course.
We need to be as thorough as possible, like find out if Logan can give us some other information that Hamish has left out.
Hello there, Logan. Do you have a moment? We just wanted to have a quick chat, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go back to the day of the meeting. When you left the pub, did you come straight home?
Yeah, I was walking home, yeah.
Did you leave home again?
No, I was in for the night.
No? Not at all. You didn't leave again at all?
No, I don't, like... I came over the top of the hill.
Yeah.
I go the back way because I smoke and my mum doesn't know I smoke, so...
Sure, yeah. I don't want you to feel worried or anything, because obviously this conversation is strictly between us. Did you see anybody up there?
There was one night Hamish was cutting about. It might have been that. It might have been that night.
Did he stop for a chat or anything like that?
No, just to tell me off for the smoking. You know, no big deal or anything. I think he'd had we'd both had a few. Yeah.
Oh!
Hello.
Sorry.
You're right there.
Right, Logan, I need to take these up because you haven't done it. So I'm going to take these up. Hold.
All right.
To the lodge. Right, okay.
I can walk you to the car if you want. I've got a few questions for you, actually.
I'm actually not got the car. I'm going to be on foot.
Yeah, we can just have a little
Okay.
stroll down this way, yeah?
Well, Logan, I won't take too much of your time.
So what do you remember about the night of the meeting?
Bit of argy-bargy.
Between who exactly?
Ach, Mr. Veer and Charlie and these kind of meetings, obviously people's,
Yeah. What time was that, roughly?
I'd say it was after 7, and I walked home. I dished out the food. I plated up for Logan and I took some up to Hamish.
Okay, nice. Was Hamish at home when you dropped the food off?
I didn't see him. I just put it in his caravan and he knows it's there when he's ready.
How long, roughly, were you with Hamish?
I don't know. I wasn't counting the time. I was about 6 or 7 pints deep by this point, to be honest. There could have been anything like...
Miss Charlie, what was your thoughts on her as a person?
Miss Charlie.
Yeah.
She wasn't my type of girl.
What do you mean by your type of girl?
I don't think we have the same sort of morals. I think she's probably godless.
Well, thank you so much, Logan.
That's all right.
Thank you for your time.
Cool. Just don't mention it. Yes, because she's just mad on it.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword, you know.
What does that mean?
I'll take them up now then.
No, I'm fine, I'll do it.
Well, I can go up. I was going to go South Beach, but I'll go up if you want.
I'm done here.
You sure?
I need to get back. I'm going to take some food up to Hamish again.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's quite interesting what you just said. What does that mean? You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
I think she's homosexual.
Okay. Do you see anything wrong with that?
I need to get these eggs.
No,
Thank you so
could
much.
You just give me just one more minute of your time?
Don't put your hand up to me. I don't like that. I feel like you're...
I understand.
It feels a little territorial.
I'm not trying to make you feel like that at all or uncomfortable. I just want to, you know, grasp.
It's an uncomfortable subject.
But,
I mean, Logan will say I'm old-fashioned in my views, but my views are my views.
Detective Rich, feel like you've got enough
yeah,
information?
I've got enough, yeah.
Okay,
Don't want to
that's
keep her
great.
any longer.
Good luck, and
Thank you very much.
See you
Take
again.
care.
Have a nice day.
Take care, Miss
Bye-bye
Gray.
now.
Thank you.
So basically, Ishbel's just told us that she went to Hamish's house, dropped off the food at 10:30.
She knows he wasn't there.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to put him in a situation. So we really need to go back and question him. Like, he's not off the hook right now.
It's cool.
Who's going to be leading this interview?
Why don't you go for it?
OK, I'll have a go.
Are you sure?
Feel free to chip in if you think I'm not rooting it out enough, will you?
She's the one that's going to be doing all the talking, so you just need to elicit that information from her.
OK, thank you, sir.
Another team are going to be taking off this case later, so there's a lot riding on this interview for Caroline and Chrissy.
Let's go back to the public meeting in the pub.
They've just started.
What actually happened when you got back home? Describe to me the whole scenario.
I got back, had a glass of wine. Freddie got back a bit later. We had a short conversation. I went to bed.
During our interview with Freddie, he's given us a different account of what happened when you both met back at the house. Freddie is suggesting that you were very angry, and he actually described you as unhinged, and that at some point during an argument, you attacked him with a broken wine glass and slashed his wrist.
Firstly, it's a bit rich of Freddie to call anyone unhinged. He'd had a few drinks, I guess. I was cleaning up the wine glass. He got into my space. He touched me. I dropped the glass. It smashed. I just, it was sort of impulsive, I guess. An accident, but it was nothing to do with what happened to Charlie, so I don't see why it's relevant.
Why did you want to visit the manse on that Saturday morning?
I was going to clear the air. I arrived at the manse.
What was the first thing you saw?
I walked in and the first thing I saw her feet.
Did you go into any other part of the house?
No, I just wanted to get out of there as fast as possible.
And then did you sort of turn and did you go anywhere else? Did
I'm
you
sorry,
turn your
I can't
heels?
remember my exact
No, no, no.
movements. I was
Yeah, I understand. and I'm sorry.
absolutely in shock.
Absolutely.
Have you ever been to the manse before?
No, I don't think so.
So can you tell me why your DNA was found in the kitchen diner? You never went anywhere else in the house? Okay.
Let her answer the question.
Yeah, I thought I must have visited Charlie at the manse after she moved in.
You tell me why your DNA would be found there?
I'm trying to explain. I can't remember going inside, but I must have.
Okay.
Push it. Go on.
I'm hoping that they're going to go back to the original layout of the manse and where she went and what she did.
But you did have axe to grind with Charlie. She disrupted your meeting.
Yes.
She's against your project.
Yes.
Right.
Good for you, Chrissy.
That doesn't mean I wanted to kill her.
It's hard though, isn't it, when somebody's the fly in the ointment and
Look, Charlie's death has nothing to do with the land development. I don't understand why this is a big thing.
Okay, in your opinion, what's it to do with then?
Well, do you want me to do your job for you? I don't know. Find out. Fucking hell, man. This is just madness. This is madness.
You went to the manse on Saturday morning early, and you saw the body of Charlie in the bedroom. You went to clear the air somehow with Charlie.
I was going to offer Charlie a deal, I guess, to support the project.
What was the deal?
We were going to offer her £10,000, I guess, to leave or...
£10,000 to leave the island.
Yeah.
How did she take it?
She
didn't. No, sorry. Beg your pardon.
Didn't get that far.
You did get that far.
No.
I think that's probably it for now. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming. You will be released, but it still will be under investigation.
I think
They haven't done the DNA. They haven't gone back.
No, they just basically established this. She's just said, I might have been in there. They've just accepted it.
Oh, dear.
At the minute, it's Hamish that we're looking at. Did you go straight home? Who were you with?
But is he going to be honest and tell us?
Sarah and Richmond are heading back to HQ. They're unaware that Hamish has got a lawyer over from the mainland. Anybody arrested can request a solicitor, and the police are legally obliged to provide one.
I'm going to give you the bad news first. Your DNA has been found at the scene of the murder on 2 roll-ups outside the victim's front door.
Amar Anwar is one of Scotland's foremost defence solicitors.
There's no time or place on the DNA. That could have been there a day, could have been there a week. It could be a simple explanation. DNA doesn't have time and place. And if the DNA is found in the house, it can happen from a whole number of reasons. I could touch this, you could touch my jacket, you could leave your DNA. I then take my jacket to a murder scene, the DNA could be found there. Doesn't mean that you were in the murder scene.
We want to take you back to the day of the meeting at the pub. Tell me about the conversation you had with Charlie and Jean.
No comment.
Did it get physical at any time?
I don't remember very clearly.
Did you, in particular, get physical at any point?
My client's already stated he can't remember. Move on, please.
Hamish, we'd just like to show you something.
Sorry, what is it you're going to show my client?
It's just CCTV footage.
CCTV footage from?
From the pub.
Okay.
Jean, a word. Jean, I need to speak to you.
Not now.
Please.
Listen, she's not interested.
I want to speak to my wife.
Listen, I can speak for myself.
Back the fuck off.
Hamish, we saw you on the CCTV get violent with Charlie, who is now dead. Do you want to give us an explanation of what happened there?
My wife was having an affair with Charlie Hendricks.
How did that make you feel once you found out about this affair?
It made me angry, but I would never raise a hand in anger on a woman.
Could you understand why I would find that very difficult to believe after what I've just seen?
Hamish, you know, you haven't been very forthcoming. I think there's a few things you are not telling us. We have found your cigarettes at the front of the door, and we also know that you have used the back door because your footprints were there.
I imagine you'll find my footprints around a lot of the island.
I think that you've gone to the manse. You've probably followed
No.
Jean there.
No.
You've seen her with Charlie.
No.
You've gone to the rear door, and you have gone in and you have harmed our victim.
Absolutely not.
So tell us what really happened then.
I have told you everything that happened that night. If what I say is not what suits you to hear, that's not my problem. I've told you everything that happened that night.
Mr. Goldie, just to remind you, you are at Police HQ, and I would prefer if you brought it down a few notches.
You've just accused him of murder. It's understandable that my client is upset. Can we move on with the question, please?
After that, Hamish, where did you go?
I took a bottle of whiskey and I walked up to watch the sunset at the Standing Stone. I met there Logan Corey. We talked for some time about a good number of things.
He'll break her, you know. If you sell the land.
You're not my fucking dad, Hamish.
From there, I walked to my wife's house, to our house, to give her an apology. But she wasn't there. I saw her coming home. She was upset.
You know, it was quite late. Did she mention where she had been?
I didn't speak to my wife. She didn't know I was there. I went back without saying a word.
Okay, thank you. Hamish, we are now ending the interview here.
My client's free to go.
Your client is free to go.
Nah, seriously, babe. So proud of you, you know.
Thanks, babe.
You handled that so well. I was in there thinking, wait, where did this come from? Coming from where we're from, whoever wants to be a police officer?
Nobody.
And now look at us.
It's always felt like us versus them.
Going through this experience, you see it from a different lens, do you know what I'm saying? Coming from one of the poorest areas in London, full of crime, no one really looks at a policeman with any form of respect. A young black kid being able to come in a process like this where people don't think that I was contributing to the crime as opposed to helping solve it. As small as this may be to some people, this is massive to me.
Good afternoon, everyone. All of you now face a decision that every detective must make. Do you continue with your lines of investigation, or do you pursue another avenue? My deputies will be along later to hear your thinking, and I will visit the team that I am taking off the investigation.
They drop a bombshell on us like that, and the pressure's really ramped up, isn't it?
I guess we've got to start nailing our flag to the mast a little bit.
5 days into a murder investigation is a really long time. We now need to turn up the heat. We want the detectives to either continue the path they're going on or to re-evaluate from the information they've got and move off in a different direction.
Morning, sir.
Hi, Caroline. Chris, are you all right? No, sit down, sit down.
Yes, thank you.
So, are you staying on Alicia or are you moving on to somebody else?
We're going to go with Jean next because we can place her in the building.
And you can do that by?
The DNA on the wine glass
and
the hair on Charlie's top.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Hi there, sir.
So just tell me, who have you been looking at first?
We've been looking at Hamish Gowdy.
Okay.
We're not saying that they're totally out of the picture,
Yeah.
but at the minute...
So you're not eliminating them?
No, we're not eliminating them 100%.
Okay.
But we want to sort of go down a different line.
Put our focus on someone else for now.
Alicia.
She's front and centre on your board now,
She's front
right?
and centre.
So, okay, so I got the idea when I walked in she might be your next subject to go for.
James, you all right?
Yeah, hi, sir. Thank you.
Where are you at the moment?
We've hit a bit of a dead end there. Sony and Sonia can't help us out with it, and we're not here to investigate a drugs ring. So we think we want to dial into this connection with Freddie and Logan and Charlie's past.
Yeah.
We've got texts between Freddie and Logan saying, "Can you do a job for me?" the day before the murder. We've got the fact that Freddie knew her.
Can you put either of them two in the scene?
We've got footprints off Freddie outside, but not inside the scene.
Inside.
No, correct. We can't.
Okay.
But we unfortunately don't have that for.
What are you telling me, Buzz? You're talking a story through a hypothesis. What are you going to do? Are you bringing Freddie and Logan in?
Just Logan.
Well, no, hold on. I think if we want to speak to both because we think they're both inherently linked. So, well, we know.
Right, let's stop. You're jumping about, right, and I think you're just waffling a bit here. Because I'm not sure what you're doing at the moment.
Logan, we think he's got more to tell us.
OK, so you're going to speak to Logan as a...
As a person of interest.
Person of interest, OK. I'll go and speak to the boss.
Cool.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, sir. Thanks. That session with Maka there, I felt like a bit of a car crash.
Maybe we could have been a bit more concise.
Just worried that he thinks we're just trying to, like, scattergun, like choosing a random person.
We don't know what the other teams are doing either.
No. I hope that we've done better than them, but it's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
Let's hope we're not on that ferry tonight.
What I'd like to do is just go through each team individually, whether or not the teams have decided to stick or twist, but we're also looking at their teamwork, their analytical approach and how thorough they were.
Mixed bag, really. It does become a little bit like the Nick show sometimes, and I think Andrew's got a lot more to say. Sarah and Richmond, just...
They know how to talk to people.
There's a little bit of learning still for them as well.
It's been exhausting, hasn't it?
Emotional.
Yeah.
Your instructions, I thought, were very clear, but they needed pushing.
Fast-moving investigation, it's a murder, and we don't always have that extra time.
They've got potential, but they're almost afraid to just show us. It's tight.
Yeah, very tight, and it is within grasp of any team at the moment.
Right now, I would say it feels like there's a 90% chance we're going home.
The teams have been asked to stay in their rooms. Parm will visit one of them to explain personally why she believes they should be taken off the investigation.
We're extremely nervous. Well, I am. Absolutely terrified.
All I keep hearing is footsteps outside the door, and I'm just like, are they coming now? Are they...
This is stressful. I'm stressed.
I just need to relax. I need to relax.
Yeah! You pleased?
I love you, sir.
I'm glad. You're doing a great job, trust me, but now you've got to step the pace up.
Okay.
All right? Yes, sir.
Well done, Rich. Well done, well done, well done.
Is there male or female?
Take a seat. I know I'm the last person that you wanted to see today. I am going to take you off the investigation.
Okay.
There's a speed. You have to keep up to a speed.
Yeah.
You are both struggling
Yeah.
with that speed.
We are.
Yeah.
The amount of information you're getting, the quantity, it's being able to deal with that information analytically and thoroughly.
I'm not an analytical person by nature. We would have got it eventually, but I think it's not quick enough. This is so fast-paced.
Yes, we could have done with another week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mum.
No,
Thank you, Mum.
are.
Hi,
Right,
sir.
gents. Pleased to see me?
Very pleased, very pleased indeed, yeah. Thank you.
You're still in the game, so well done. OK, there's still things we can work on now, but we need a bit more subtlety when you're speaking with people.
You need stamina to do this. By Yimini.
It's obvious that we've begun to flounder at this
Yeah,
point, wasn't
yeah.
it?
I wasn't expecting that, actually. Were you?
No, I definitely wasn't. I thought we were on that ferry.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, cheers. I'm having this. Let's scarper.
Only 2 teams of detectives remain on the investigation. The next 24 hours are critical if they're to be in with a chance of claiming the £50,000 reward.
Hamish said he walked back and watched his wife go to the Winbury. He said he saw Jean, 11:30 at night, and she was upset after she said that she came straight home from the pub. She didn't say she went anywhere else.
meetings finished at 7:30.
It's a massive gap.
7:30, 8.
And why would she be
8:12,
upset?
we said, exactly. I think based on that information, the next person that we need to bring in is a Miss Jean Grant, or is it Mrs. Jean Goldie? Hi, Jean.
Hi.
Hello, Jean.
Detective Sarah, Detective Rich. I think we met a few times. We just wanted to have a quick chat with you down at Police HQ.
Down at Police HQ? Yeah.
We need you to be able to account for your whereabouts, the lead up to the murder.
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. You're not under arrest, Jean. We just want to have just a quick chat.
Yep.
Okay. I'll just get my coat.
No
Okay.
worries. She looked a bit scared, didn't she?
We'll find out what she's scared about.
Hello, Jean.
Look at the body language.
Hello, Jean.
Look, I pretty much told you everything last time we spoke, so...
She's terrified.
I just want to take you back to where Charlie lives. Could you just tell me a little bit about the last time you were there?
Yeah, well, I was there on Thursday night. Charlie wanted to practice some of the points she was going to make at the meeting. So I went round there with a bottle of wine, but she wasn't really drinking, but I had a glass of wine with her.
Do you know if Charlie usually drinks?
Yeah, now and again.
Yeah. And do you know why she wouldn't have been drinking that time that you went there?
She said she hadn't been feeling great that week. But now I don't know whether it was to do with the pregnancy or...
And did she tell you about the pregnancy herself?
No.
How did you find out about that?
I went round on Friday before the meeting.
Charlie!
I thought we could walk up together. But she wasn't there. So I went in and the test was in a loo.
And what did that make you feel like when you saw that?
My head is shot to pieces. I don't know how long she'd known. She kept telling me to be open and honest. And all this time, she hadn't told me.
So I'm going to take you back to the evening of the meeting. After you left, where did you go?
Straight home.
Okay. Did you, at any point, leave your address again that night?
No.
We have an eyewitness testimony that places you between 11 and 11:30 p.m. walking back to the Winbury. Do you want to tell us where you were coming from?
Okay. I did go and try to see Charlie. I needed to know whose baby it was and why she hadn't told me. I didn't want to tell you this because I know how it sounds, but I didn't go in. I didn't see her. I got to the manse, the lights were on. I could hear Charlie, she was talking to someone was there. So I just turned around and came back.
Did you hear the voice of the other person?
Indistinctly, I don't know who it was. It was mostly Charlie talking.
Did it sound like female or a male voice?
I couldn't tell, I just knew there was somebody in there with her and I didn't want them to find me, so I left.
As you was walking back to Winbury, how would you describe your mood?
That's a good question.
I was angry. Just the rug was pulled completely from under my feet, like... I didn't even know who she was.
Did you see anybody on your way back?
No. You do believe me, I didn't go into the house?
Just thank you for letting us know and clearing that up. I will now be ending this interview. You are now free to go.
Thanks.
Well, that's a game changer.
Jean's telling the truth, you know.
The fuck are you doing in my house? She was just worried about looking guilty, but now we know someone was in the manse at 10:30. She didn't know if it was a woman, she didn't know if it was a man. We just need to sort of figure out who that could possibly be.
We've managed to track down Charlie's dad.
She mentioned someone had died. She said that the atmosphere on the island was strange.
Definitely more to this than meets the eye.
We've heard that name Gregor before.
We believe that there may be valuable information on the dictaphone. Did the killer take it? Or has Charlie hidden it somewhere?
You're not going to sell that fucking land.
Leave me and my mother alone.
So he's killed her because he doesn't want the truth to come out.
They've no office, no money, and no clue how to change any of that. But what they have got is a brand new series. BAFTA-winning comedy Stath Lets Flats is back next tonight. Stay with us.